Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. How long have we waited for a proper Wendigo movie? Well, are you still waiting? Antlers. This is the 2021 drama horror from director Scott Cooper and producer Guillermo del Toro. It's based off the short story The Quiet Boy by Nick Antosca. The plot! There is a small town that harbors a dark secret, a burden upon itself. A teacher at a school tries to dig deeper. However, things get bad quick, and things begin to become all too real. While this film is a horror flick, there are layers of drama that really make you feel the horror. This is a character study much more than it is a monster movie. We have two siblings that deal with an abusive father. One takes an interest in a shy student of hers. However, the further she investigates, the more she discovers he's hiding a darker secret than even her horrible truth.
There were 3 bears. The big bear got sick, and his insides turned black because they had no food.
It's very good, Lucas.
But they had each other.
The characters in the film had and have to deal with a lot. There are painful past experiences, deadly tribulations, and, oh yeah, a monster running around killing people. Antlers doesn't forget that it is a creature feature, but it does so much more with its story. It's got meaningfulness when it could have just been a straightforward horror. There have been others that attempted this, and don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. While this film is not a masterpiece, it does have its strengths. For the characters, we have Julia Meadows, played by Kerry Russell from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and Cocaine Bear, who was someone who ran away from her problem, her father, and found another. Alcohol, the bottle. Now she's a recovering alcoholic, who is trying to find peace but can't forgive herself for leaving her brother. Paul, played by Jesse Plemons, who is ready to forgive and forget, to move on from what happened. He has a job to do, and the bodies are piling up, so the answers he seeks are within reality. He's a decent, rounded character who doesn't want to harm anyone, but he needs to realize the things that are happening around here are not normal. They don't take place within the realm of reality.
Excuse me, this is a myth you're talking about.
For you, yeah.
Lucas Weaver, played by Jeremy T. Thompson, who has the most to deal with in the present. Not only is there a bully at the school that he is victim to, but his father and brother are sick with something. His father is host to a curse, the curse of the Wendigo. The more he consumes human flesh, the more he becomes the deer monster. He comes across it in the mine, and one of his sons becomes infected as well somehow. Now Lucas has to take care of them both, their screams scarring him in the night. While everyone does deliver a solid performance, Thomas's performance really stands out. He looks malnourished and tired. His character isn't abused, in fact his meth head dad loves him, and his brother, very much so. It's just the burden of trying to keep his family intact, while true horror lies beyond the attic door, which drives him closer and closer to his breaking point. The film itself is well shot and directed. The cinematography brings the wet and foreboding and damp setting of British Columbia to life. Not that it's always like that, it's actually a pretty place. It's got a good, cold moodiness that works. For the gore, the effects, the film has some gruesome moments. People are torn apart by the Wendigo monster, whether it be an attack or its emergence. We get some impalements with deer antlers, grisly feastings, and ghastly body horror. The Wendigo itself we mostly see during the climax, but we do see some of it during the prelude, where the carnage happens. It's an awesome design. It's big and lanky, but has massive antlers. It's even wearing the father's face for a bit. The last shred of humanity disappears when he tears the face off. The Wendigo is CGI, but it looks really good. I would have preferred more practical. That was even what it was supposed to originally be. However, I could see the fluid movements it would require being a real challenge, especially for such a bulky design. For the motion picture soundtrack, Javier Navarrete composed the perfect score to this film. It's dark and broody with violins that sway with anger. Drums that bang with a droning beat that intensifies the closer the threat becomes, and scenes get more intense, and saddening piano themes that intrigue yet invest the listener. Much like the movie, we're entranced, yet don't feel quite alone. It's not the best score, but it is actually really well done still. Even if it is a bit generic in parts, I think it fits overall. Speaking of overall, while the film had a strong start in the second half, it kind of falters during the climax scenes near the end. You're left going, is that it? I do think if the film was shaved down by 5 minutes of the filler talk and added 10 more minutes of Wendigo action, it would have been a much tighter paced film, and people would not have been so hard on it. That, and it's needed a stronger finale. While I do get why it happened the way it did, there needed to be more stakes or intensity in order for the threats to be taken seriously. You have a Wendigo. Use it. Still, it's a decent watch. In a sea of unoriginal ideas, it sticks out. There is definitely potential for a sequel, but the film cost $35 million to make and only made around $20 million, based on some sources. It was a box office failure, and Cooper has expressed no interest in making a sequel. Still, I think it could work. For now, we're left with half a drama and half a horror that works most of the time. That's going to do it for this video, guys. You have been watching Sharkhouse Entertainment, and I have been your host, Brian Gatto. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon. Also hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video, and as always, subscribe. That was a deer.
Is that from your buck?
Nope.